Hey folks, I just wanted to do kind of a follow-up video to the one I made last night. I was talking about the Fed and their monetizing debt and how this is basically the biggest crime that there can be, to against a country, is debasing its currency. And a couple people emailed me. I was calling for them. I said, these people, what they got to do, they got to be arrested, at the very least. And if the cops and the military aren't going to do it, the people have to do it, and string them up. Um, so oh, you can't say that. Well, that's an official. That's a government official. Well, I don't care. And I got backup from Alexander Hamilton, who wrote the 1792 Coinage Act, and he says that anybody who was found debasing the currency, devaluing the currency, or monetizing the debt, any of that stuff, is to be arrested, and when they're found guilty, charged with a felony and put to death. Not prison time, not hard labor, put to death. That's what Alexander Hamilton said. Now, remember, these guys, they knew. They weren't just starting a country from scratch and they didn't know what was going on. These people have been in oppressive um, uh, societies and financial institutions where the currency is debased. They see what happens. People die. People get killed when this and enslaved when the currency is devalued and debased, just as they're doing right now. And nobody's ever even heard of doing it like they're doing today, where Bernanke just jumps up on the TV yesterday and says, "Oh, we're gonna just print another trillion. Yeah, that's what we need. Hell, for this week anyway." Um, it's insane. I mean, I'm not sure either. I heard a couple people with my, that Matt Simmons video I put out. It's kind of suspicious activity, and oh, well, you can't say that. You don't know. You don't know what he did. He didn't look all that great anyway, and all this. And okay, yeah, we don't know. But the thing is that so much screwy stuff is going on, you can't assume that it's not fishy. That's my whole point with it. And there's been a lot of other cases where that stuff has gone on. We know the stuff is fishy. Everything we're seeing is just BS. Now, just this morning, I reported, I mean, it was crazy enough last night when JP Morgan came out and said that the GDP is now at 1.2%. I mean, this economy, this country is grinding to a halt. Well, it's already ground to a halt. They just ain't admitted it yet. And now, then just this morning, they say, well, yeah, the GDP, well, it's going to, before next week, it's going to be under 1%. And you remember Obama came out and said, well, we're going to double our exports by the next, few years. Well, that's going down too. They're not doubling exports. We don't have any exports. What do we have? Grain stores, which are already gone, and what, scrap steel? What the hell are our exports? We can't even say that these, Apple products and all these companies that are kind of US based, well, they're not our products. They're made overseas by people making, $3 a week. So, take a look at this Alexander Hamilton article and see just where, it's interesting to look at what was in this Coinage Act. These guys set the standard for silver coins, and the composition of them. And they didn't even want that messed with at all. It said, it said a silver coin has to be this certain alloy or better. Never mind just taking trillions of dollars like our government's doing and just throwing it into the breeze. And the stock markets are collapsing today. I said last night, I hope they do. I hope that these guys, I hope everything blows up right in their face. And these people are only left with an escape to Paraguay or something. I hope this stuff blows up in our face, because the sooner it does, the sooner we all have a chance to set it correct again. Because what's going now, this is a fast train, steep downhill, and it's going right into a brick wall. I wanted to leave those couple things with you and take a look at this article I found. It's good. And hey, you guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.